Here's a look at the revised vision of the Fortis Group. 5-story apartment building, parking garage, corner restaurant. The dimensions are different now. They've scaled it down, but not far enough for Father Weber.
I mean, where are they going to park? All the way down Taylor?
He's the pastor at St. Cecilia. It is the iconic architectural gem along this remade district neighboring Oakley Square. Fifth Third vacated the corner of Madison and Taylor a year ago. The Fortis Group says it wants something palatable to the community. That seems elusive at the moment. 250 children go to St. Cecilia. Another 100 or so from St. Edmund Campion cross the streets around here every day. St. Cecilia is not ready to rain its blessing upon the proposal.
If the development's going to be 5 stories, then that's going to be a problem because of the amount of tenants, the amount of traffic.
Traffic, whether by foot or by wheel, is the lifeblood of business districts like this one. Skyline's a short walk from the school. Folks like the options around here, but are sensitive to saturation.
I think Oakley has been booming, and that's great for the area, but at some point you have to solve the parking issue. At some point there's just going to be overcrowding.
I've seen traffic actually line up from where we're at right now to take a left up there on Kennedy Avenue to get on 71, so that's already a traffic issue in itself, so that's just going to add more congestion.
Fortis says it's early stages. There's time to reshape this, but there's a 3-word bottom line they're up against.
Find another spot.
And there's another viable option in this mix. St. Cecilia has not closed the door to possibly acquiring the corner lot itself and expanding its footprint here in Oakley. We're live in Oakley. John London, WLWT News Spot.
All right, John, thank you. The Fortis Group has made no formal development application to the city just yet. They remain in contact with the neighborhood about trying to work out their differences.
Tomorrow, Ohio's medical marijuana law goes into effect, but questions, of course, still remain. Rules on producing, prescribing, and distributing the drug is expected to take up to a year to hash out. It's also unclear where patients eligible to get marijuana will even be able to buy, as a number of small communities have already banned dispensaries. That state has dedicated nearly $2 million to the medical marijuana program. City Manager Harry Black here in Cincinnati celebrating 2 years right here in our city. He started here in 2014 after working in Baltimore.
People need to be able to reach out and touch the city manager in informal ways as well as in formal ways. So you will see me. I will be accessible in all ways.
City manager sent out a memo today celebrating some of the successes he says the city has seen in his 2 years in office. Black saying his 5 goals, which include safer streets, innovative government, thriving neighborhoods, all show the progress the city has made. In that memo, Black says, quote, "None of the achievements listed below could have been achieved without your support and direction and the buy-in and hard work of city staff at all levels. Change is not always easily accepted. However, I am continually impressed with the innovative ideas and favorable reception from our employees."
Preparations in New York for the first ever Commander-in-Chief Forum. Crews have been setting up lights and cameras as the Intrepid Sea, Air and Space Museum prepares now to host both presidential candidates tonight right here on WLWT. The topic of tonight is national security. Questions will come from military veterans and active duty service members. But first, Donald Trump outlined his plan for military readiness while in Philadelphia today. WLWT News Sally Kidd has more on that and a preview of tonight's forum for us.
Cherie, with today's speech, Donald Trump is making the case for why he's qualified to be commander-in-chief. Donald Trump says he'll ask Congress to eliminate the defense sequester and he'll submit a new budget to rebuild the military.
This will increase certainty in the defense community as to funding and will allow military leaders to plan for our future defense needs.
Trump wants to boost the Army by 50,000 troops, add another 13 Marine battalions, and more ships, submarines, and fighter aircraft. Trump also portraying his opponent as unfit to be commander-in-chief.
She's trigger-happy and very unstable.
He says he has a secret plan to defeat ISIS, but the secret is he has no plan.
A new George Washington University battleground poll shows 55% of voters trust Hillary Clinton to handle foreign affairs compared with 40% who trust Trump. Former President Bill Clinton says it's why a growing list of prominent Republicans are endorsing her.
They are doing it because they trust her with the national security of this country to keep us safe enough.
The battleground poll suggests the race is virtually tied, with both candidates suffering high unfavorability ratings.
It's really affecting the political parties, and it's also affecting how people are mobilizing. So there is more people that are less likely to vote.
Other takeaways from the poll: voters are almost evenly split over which candidate would be the strongest leader and who would do more to create jobs. In Washington, Sally Kidd, WLWT News 5.
All right, Sally, so you can catch the first ever Commander-in-Chief Forum right here on WLWT starting at 8 o'clock tonight. Matt Lauer will serve as the moderator.
Chelsea Clinton is under Secret Service protection once again. She's back campaigning for her mother, Hillary. Chelsea Clinton, of course, had a Secret Service detail when her father, Bill Clinton, was President of the United States. Kentucky's Attorney General is stepping in now to intervene in a lawsuit the University of Kentucky has filed against the campus newspaper. Attorney General Andy Beshear now saying that he will ask a judge to force the university to turn over documents regarding a professor's sexual harassment case. Beshear said that UK wrongly withheld those documents from the school newspaper. A university spokesman says the case is about protecting the privacy of sexual assault victims.
An arrest after police say a man broke into a Delhi Township home early yesterday morning. 37-year-old Kevin Taylor of West Price Hill is now charged with burglary. According to court documents, Taylor is accused of breaking into a home here along Mayhew Avenue right around 7 o'clock yesterday morning. Police say a jug full of money was taken from the home.
2 people still recovering tonight after a shooting in West Price Hill. Police telling us that someone showed up at UC Medical Center and dropped both of those gunshot victims off, turning the hospital's emergency room into a crime scene. No word on any arrests or the victims' conditions.
New tonight, a decrease in deaths on Ohio roads this year during the long holiday weekend. This all according to new information released by the Ohio State Highway Patrol. Troopers say 11 people were killed from Friday through Monday, but that's 3 fewer deaths than in 2015. 730 drivers were cited for driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol.
You can ride the Cincinnati Bell Connector for free the first weekend. This weekend, but starting on Monday, you're going to have to pay to get on board. Tickets are $1 for 2 hours or $2 for all day. You can buy them at streetcar stations or online with the new Cincy Easy Ride app. There are discounts for kids, and it's free for those with a Metro Pass. You can be fined if you ride the streetcar without paying.
College Hill ready to welcome some new additions, 36 of them to be exact. The homes are going to be on full display here for this year's City Rama. They're priced right between $200,000 and $350,000. 19 of them have already been sold. A ribbon cutting ceremony was held just this morning where we caught up with Mayor John Cranley.
For 50 years, the city population was declining. We're rising again. People are trying to get into the city. We're going to keep working hard to make the city better and better every day, and people are starting to notice and wanting to move in.
All right, so tickets for the tour are $10 at the gate. City Rama, by the way, runs through Sunday, September 18th.
Always unfair when we have to talk about food during dinner time, and we're trapped out here. But just hours from now, you're going to be able to get a fresh, hot pizza from an ATM. The grand opening for the new pizza ATM on Xavier's campus set for tomorrow. The machine stocks pre-made pizzas, then bakes them once they're ordered. This is what they look like when they come out, like a pizza. There will be free pizza and drinks from tomorrow afternoon to celebrate the ATM's grand opening. Pizza in an ATM, pizza in a
What more could you ask for?
Pizza anywhere.
Can we get one of those here at the station?
We could probably do that. Probably lobby.
We'll have some midnight pizza every night. Also tonight, the wait is now over for all of you Apple fans.
The tech company revealed its upgraded iPhone and Apple Watch. What's missing, though, that's sparking a lot of conversation?
Also closed for business. You know, more than a week after flash flooding, Cincinnati business owners are still working now to get cleaned up and back to normal. What we're learning about some of those businesses.
And from flooding to heat, that's what we're dealing with out there this afternoon as temperatures today into the low 90s. Check out Wyoming. It's 92 degrees, but it feels like it's even hotter than that. I'll let you know when we'll break this hot spell and see the return of showers and thunderstorms. I have your full forecast coming up in just a few minutes. You're watching Cincinnati's WLWT News 5.
You're watching WLWT News 5, leading the way.
Well, after much speculation, Apple took the wraps off its newest incarnation of iPhone today and confirmed a development that was widely anticipated. Now it's likely, though, to be widely debated. Mark Barger has the scoop for us tonight.
This is iPhone 7. Apple executives beat the drum for the company's newest iPhones today.
This truly is a supercomputer for photos.
An upgraded camera and flash for iPhone 7 and dual cameras for iPhone 7 Plus. Water resistance, sharper screens, and more storage are also included, but it's the absence of a traditional headphone jack that may cause the biggest stir.
It really comes down to one word: courage. The courage to move on, do something new that betters all of us.
The phone's Lightning connector will accommodate new wired earbuds that are included, along with an adapter for connecting old ones.
We're just at the beginning of a truly wireless future.
But wireless earbuds, called AirPods, will be an option for $159.
I think it will definitely be a hump. There's no doubt about it. People are going to have a hard time sort of getting over this. But, you know, as with all of these technologies, eventually we'll probably adjust.
With iPhone 7 prices starting at $649 and orders beginning on Friday, consumers will decide just how quickly they're ready for change. Mark Barger, NBC News.
All right, so some Apple fans are no doubt primed for the new iPhones, but many industry observers expect even more dramatic changes with next year's edition, which will mark the iPhone's 10th anniversary.
Well, despite the controversies surrounding him, President even weighed in the other day. Some fans are throwing their support behind 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick. So much so, his jersey sales have skyrocketed. Number 7, now the number 1 jersey sold across the NFL. He's now ahead of Tom Brady and Cowboys rookie Ezekiel Elliott, the Ohio State star. In an Instagram post, Kaepernick said he wasn't expecting the jump in sales, but says it shows that people believe in his message. Meanwhile, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell weighing in on the quarterback's decision to kneel during the national anthem instead of stand. Goodell reportedly told the Associated Press that while he understands we don't live in a perfect society, he says since players have a visible platform for their viewpoint, quote, we have to choose respectful ways of doing that so we can achieve the outcomes we ultimately want and do it with the values and ideals that make our country great, end quote. The NFL, by the way, does not have a policy that requires players to stand during the national anthem.
Tonight, neighbors around Cincinnati are still feeling the devastating impact of the flash flooding we saw 1 week ago. And it's not just homeowners, too. Some businesses are still closed, and some owners are telling us they may never reopen. WLWT News 5's Eric Zarnitz went to the flood-damaged area to see how people are getting back on their feet, or at least trying.
A little over a week ago, this entire parking lot was underwater. The problem now, businesses still trying to get the water out and get their businesses back up and running. Planning on going out? Well, if your trip involves parts of Avondale, Bond Hill, Norwood, or Paddock Hills, you better call ahead first.
Please check the number and dial again.
It was like a ghost town over here, really. But now the stores they're slowly coming back and opening back up again.
Many businesses are still closed because of the flash flooding more than a week ago. Among them, City Trends in the Hillcrest Shopping Center on Reading Road.
Flooded. I mean, the water was actually up to the windows of cars in the parking lot. And so, unfortunately, some of my neighbors are closed down.
Plasma Care, Roses, along with Sharon's Hair Salon are some of the lucky ones and are back in business. But other places are still struggling. The Fun Factory, a skating rink in Norwood, is on break while workers continue cleaning up with no estimated reopening date.
Thank you for calling Sugar and Spice Restaurant.
And Sugar and Spice, a popular breakfast restaurant normally open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., still has a closed sign in the window after having more than $50,000 in damages. Some stores will take longer to open than others, so make sure you call ahead. But Sugar and Spice should be back in business on Friday as long as their internet is back up and running. Reporting from Paddock Hills, Eric Zarnitz, WLWT News 5.